In the dead of night, a professor indulges in watching an adult film, only to be shocked when he discovers one of the actors bears an uncanny resemblance to himself. Despite being certain he has never participated in any such filming, the evidence is undeniable. It's not until he sees the cast and crew credits at the end that he learns the actor's name, Anton. Driven by curiosity, the professor scours the internet for information about Anton. The following day, he disguises himself and, using an old letter from Anton's company, tracks down his address. However, he hesitates to enter the apartment, pacing outside for quite some time. Eventually, he decides to make a phone call first. To his surprise, Anton's wife answers the phone, and their voices are so identical that even she cannot distinguish between them. Returning home, the professor remains unsettled. He picks up the phone once more, and this time Anton himself answers. In his flustered state, the professor's incoherent rambling leads Anton to believe he is a scammer, threatening to report him to the police if he calls again to harass him. Just as the professor claims they look exactly alike and even their wives cannot tell their voices apart, Anton abruptly hangs up. Determined, the professor calls Anton again, quickly explaining the situation and expressing his desire to meet in person. Meanwhile, Anton's wife overhears her husband's secretive phone conversation and demands to know who he is talking to. Anton pretends it's just a fan, but his wife scoffs at the idea, mocking him as a minor actor with a mere 3 seconds of screen time in a 90-minute movie, unlikely to have any fans at all. Suspecting her husband is in contact with another woman, they argue fiercely. Left with no choice, Anton reveals the truth. He doesn't know who the caller is or what their intentions are. While feigning indifference, he secretly searches for information about the professor online. His wife, equally curious, sneaks out of bed in the middle of the night to investigate the professor's workplace. The next day, with a heavy heart, Anton's pregnant wife arrives at the university gates, where she encounters the dejected professor. However, he doesn't recognize her at all, and even greets her warmly upon seeing her pregnant belly. As he excuses himself to attend class, she immediately calls her husband.
What's up, honey? Hello? Hello?
His wife returns home, distraught, to find Anton waiting for her. Learning that someone truly does look exactly like him, Anton is equally shocked. The following day, he arranges to meet the professor. As they stare at each other's familiar faces, they are at a loss for words. They extend their hands, unsurprisingly identical. Anton begins to suspect they might be twins, mentioning a scar on his chest, possibly from an injury that separated them years ago. Upon hearing this, the professor becomes terrified and hastily flees. Misinterpreting the professor's reaction, Anton assumes he is afraid to confront him, perhaps due to some wrongdoing against him. Returning home, he sees his wife sitting on the balcony, and a preposterous thought crosses his mind. Why did the professor initially contact his wife? Could he have impersonated Anton without either of them realizing it?
You fucked my wife!
The suspicion gnaws at him, growing stronger by the minute. Anton begins to follow the professor, discovering he has a girlfriend. He shifts his focus, trailing the girlfriend to her workplace. A sinister idea takes hold in his mind. That afternoon, Anton confronts the professor, first questioning his motives for calling his wife, and then asking if he had any intimate contact with her. Seeing the professor's timid demeanor, he finally reveals his true intention. He demands they swap identities for a day, after which he will disappear from the professor's life forever, with no further contact between them. Little do they know, this marks the beginning of their shared nightmare.